All right, everyone, welcome to week 4 of building Wellsworth. Again, I don't know if you can really tell, but I'm sitting here in my PJs, more late night building. Again, I'm also going to apologize, which you'll probably hear a lot through the series and many of my videos, the creaking of the floor of the floor, but it's the floor of the upper level, the ceiling of the basement. People walk, it creaks, and since it's a lower height, smaller height basement, you hear the creaking a lot more. Anyways, let's get to the building. So this week we are looking at the main station building, something I wanted to originally do in weeks 1 and 2. I had to postpone for reasons I've already mentioned, and I'm glad I did, especially because I knew the building was going to be tall. I didn't realize it'd be this tall. Honestly, it's going to be a nice size in comparison to the engines, the rolling stock, all that, but the problem that I was talking about earlier about reaching behind to build would have been a huge issue, especially for building directly on the plates, or the base plates, working on the road and all that. So I'm really happy I stopped myself and we did the backside first. This week you'll see pretty much from nothing to, I want to say, anywhere from 50 to 60% done. It depends on, if I count the roof, 50. If I don't count the roof, I'd say about 60 to 70. Reason being is I still got to order in parts of the roof, and those parts are not in the order that's coming. Mainly because I didn't think that far ahead. I was more worried about some other stuff. Without further ado, let's jump into this week and see what we get done. Alright, so this week we're starting with what I'm going to be calling the main station building. This is going to be the building that's on the back side of the mock, the station that I think you see the most throughout the series of Thomas the Tank Engine, Thomas and Friends. I'm going to call this the secondary station building, the little smaller building that's right next to the goods yard. So with this main station building, I've been looking at several images. First of all, I'm going with white as my accent color. In the early television series, they used white and then it got switched to the dark green. As much as I'd like to use the dark green, it's just easier because the frames are in white. Frames for the doors and for the windows are in white, so me trying to just use green bricks to get that detailing, it's just going to take up more time. Everything's going to be a lot blockier, a lot bulkier, which in a way would be okay, but with the size of the buildings I went with, I want to just go ahead and use white. Plus, since it's the older, more original, early season, I think seasons like 1 through 5, I can't remember exactly when they start to switch it. Maybe it's only seasons 1 and 3, or even just seasons 1 and 2, before they make that switch from white to green. However, the passenger bridge, footbridge that goes over the rails will be in dark green, so don't worry. So I looked at several images. Unfortunately, there's no real, at least when I Google images, Wellsworth Station or Thomas and Friends, Wellsworth Station, I don't really get any good images looking at like this from the track, from the secondary station. There's just not a lot of good images. So from what I've gathered from the images I've had, I got a door on this end, a door on this end, window here, window here. Now I might be adding in another window right here and right here. I'm not sure yet. And then it looks like there's this passageway. So it looks like there's like a room here, and then, pardon me, and then this kind of walkway that I assume would go back to the parking lot, the area. I'm going to make it a ramp if that's what I'm going to go with. Because originally I was just going to have a building with probably a door here, maybe another door, and then windows. But from what I could gather, there obviously is like this opening. If you ever look at watch James and the Bees, I think that's the title. Otherwise, you know exactly what episode I'm talking about. There's Tidmouth Station, and it has that opening in the middle of the station where the passengers can come in and enter. So I'm pretty much going to be replicating that. Right now, I think I'm going to go with this kind of plate design. Take this plate and then just angle it, going through here, down the middle here. I'm not 100% sure, or I'm going to actually order in slopes. Do I have any over here? I'm going to order in slopes like this, and then I'm going to slope it down through to the back. I'm not sure yet. I'm still working that out. However, I have a hard time too because I kind of realize where the building's positioned and where the platform's positioned, they're not exactly even. So the middle of the platform's not necessarily the middle of the station, but I want to put this in the middle of the station, so that's what I'm going to go with. Though it's pretty close and they look to be similar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not really, but because of the kind of spacing and gap I have here, it's going to be pretty close to center. I might mess around with some stuff to try to get it centered 100%, but I also notice it's not really centered with, because this would be centered right here if I did this accurately. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 1 and 1. So I might go ahead and do that too. I'm not sure, but really what I could do is this, and then I could go that, if that makes sense too. However, I'm not sure exactly how I want to do it, because I think I'm even going to make this a different color on the inside here. I'm trying to look at the images I do have. But I want to let you know this is very much where we're starting out. You can see I got a full wall here that roughs out the height of the full building. Otherwise, I'm going to get building, and we're going to see where we end up with this week. Okay, so I thought I'd give you an update so far on the progress. Lots of progress. Also, a lot of decisions had to be made here, and by a lot, I really just mean 2. But, so, as you can see here, there's a lot more station here now. I put up some figures just to kind of get a scale put up. I've looked around at some images, and this is the format I'm going with for the main station building. Excuse me. Move that off to the side. So I have a door on each end, there'd be a window next to the door, and then on this side, since I'm making this like the passenger waiting room here, which there's not going to be a lot of detail, I just want enough to where if you look through the window, there's some chairs and you'll see a couple people. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to design the roof to come off. At least I won't make that decision until I start to work on the roof. The issue is, however, is you can see how tall this is, and even though the ground floor of the waiting room and what will be the station master's office is a couple bricks off the ground, it's still not gonna it's still a lot to look over. So I mean, I can easily show you right now, but imagine there being another 3-4 bricks here. So let me see if I can find anything to kind of demonstrate that. So let's see if I put another like 3 here, 2, 3, so you kind of end up looking down like that almost. So, I mean, maybe not. I don't know. Right now, I think it's going to be more work than it's worth. Especially because I really had no intentions on designing an interior because of the way this would be when I brought it to a layout. Either A, I would have been able to cut this in half, or this part would have been where the station has been its own section. But the idea would have been is it's just here to look at. You can see just through the windows of the door and the actual windows, and that's all I wanted. So that's what I'm going with for right now. That's kind of what I'm setting up. I apologize, there's footsteps upstairs. But you can see I've started doing the cover, getting a layout for that. That was the other thing I had to kind of decide. I'm at this odd number for the station. Actually, I'm not at an odd number. I am at an even number. But as far as using these 6 wide walls, I'm kind of at an odd number. However, I've divided it up. It looks good. I still need to get my corner bricks in, so I will be placing an order here shortly after recording this video, whether it's later today or the following day. But what does that mean? Right now, this is pretty much it. You can see how many bricks I got left. Not a lot. And I still have this whole other building to do, but I don't want to start on this until this is done, at least up until where the roof's going to be. Especially because I have to figure out how I'm going to do the roof. I need 2 more of these bricks, and they're kind of hard to get a hold of right now. So with 2 more of those, that will allow me to get exactly what I want here for this building. Now this one, even though I want to use those exact same slopes, I'm not going to go crazy looking for these parts. Again, I've never used Bricklink, so this might be the one time I'm forced to do it, and I have nothing wrong with doing it other than it's just going to be a hassle for me to get set up. I have an account, but I don't have any money loaded onto the system and just some other stuff. And especially with school going on, I don't know if that's the move I want to make. I'm probably making a bigger deal than it really is, but it's just who I am. But as you can see, we got great progress on the station for right now. And we're going to go ahead and kind of see what the next bit of the episode brings, because even I'm not that sure. So I'll see you over there in just a second. So that's going to be the last part of this video today outside of the outro and me talking. But I didn't get as much done as I wanted. I did place my order pretty much where I was at earlier is what you see, I think, in the last segment. because it's been a few days since I've been able to work on Wellsworth. I added the green up there to represent the sign. I got to decide how I'm going to be doing the number or the letters and whatnot. I got to make my final decision there. Another thing I've been kind of trying to decide is if I want to extend the platform out and only be maybe another 8 studs that way, just to bring it up. As you can see, I got Edward sitting here in the siding, which is actually where I think he's going to be in the final. I just wanted to put an engine back here, and I pretty much deemed it going to be Edward. So I put him there to kind of see how it all looks. I'm contemplating extending it out. Big reason is, so I got 2 express coaches here. I'm working on a 3rd. As you can see, this one's not even done yet. And so the idea is to make sure at least a little bit of the coach, every coach is on the platform. And I'm trying to think, okay, if I got the chains between them extended, and then we're going to have Gordon. So yes, big surprise or spoiler. I'm going to have Gordon and the express on the platform for the main station building. So in a way, you won't really be able to see, when you step back and look, you won't be able to see it. But when you get up close and kind of lean over, or if you were, let's say, at a convention, it'd be low enough and set close enough to the table, I think, to where you would be able to look over the coaches and you can see some of the characters are sitting there. So you can see I set up more figures kind of just to get a idea of what I can see. I was also able to add in some of this edged brickwork on the side. I love it. It looks great. I think when you get a full thing all the way done, it's going to look fantastic. But kind of going back to what I was talking about the platform, is again, sorry, I thought no one was moving. I tried to record when no one's around, just because my room where I'm at is actually the hallway. Like right above my table is the hallway of the upstairs, the bedrooms. So a lot of times, and the house creaks. It's just what it is. But back to the platform. So I'm thinking if I extend it out a little bit, it'll be sure all the coaches hit the platform. Gordon is going to end up pretty much being at the end of the mock. It's just what it is. I was really hoping he'd end about here, but maybe that'd be the other advantage, because I'm not going to extend the platform any further this way. I pretty much have it set where I want it. I wanted the platform to come down and end just past where the parking lot would be, or I think over in Europe they call it a car park. But I like this exactly where it's at. I like this space here between the platform and the signal box. Again, not the final signal box, but I should be getting in parts for the signal box in the order I made. I can't even remember what I ordered. It's been a few days. It's been a busy few days with school. So that's where we kind of stand right now. Going back and forth on the platform thing. My biggest reasons not to is I really just don't want to tear up all these these plates and then tear this up. And it's going to take up more of these nougat bricks. I thought I was good. So what happened was I was like halfway through my bag, and I was pretty much where I was at. Here, you can see I added it a little bit more over here. And I was like, oh, cool, I don't need to order another 900, because I've been ordering, and this initial order was 900 plus, I want to say maybe about 100 of these bricks I had in my collection, and that's pushing it. Might even been closer to like 60. So it's like, oh, I just ordered, and I think I only ordered in like 600. Unfortunately, didn't think that all the way through, because I do have a whole other station. Now, it's not going to be as tall. It's only going to probably be this. I don't know how much interior is going to be on this station. For 2 reasons. One, you're going to be looking at this end. I didn't plan on putting windows here, and I'm only going to have entrances to the station on this side, on the platform side. So really, you'd have to come up the ramp, come over here, and then enter the stations. Especially because it's the goods one. I might put like a single door down here. Or like a door and then like a little, like a patio or a little porch. So I might even do that. But my point being is, I don't know if 600 is going to be enough. Especially because I still have to get height on here, and I still got to finish this. Though this is probably, I'd say, as the wall goes, probably over 50%, probably even 60 to 70% done. But it's still going to take a lot of bricks to finish it off, especially because, sorry for the shadow, but back in here, this little alley I'm working on, alley or walkway, whatever you want to call it. So I have to just have one row here, just because of the way everything balanced out. I wasn't worried about taking up that much space for either the office or the kind of waiting area. I wanted to make it just a perfect size that fit. Again, you're really not going to be able to look inside other than the windows, and that's all I need this to be. I meant to take this out, but as you can see, I'll show you right now. If it'll focus. I don't know if it will. Might or might not, but that's a little fish tank down there. I don't know if it really fits with the times, but I thought it would be fun. I got a whole bunch of these extra sticky sheets. Again, I apologize for the ceiling, I guess, the creaking. But I got a whole bunch of these stickers, and I thought I'd finally use them. So I put a fish there. I will end up putting signs and like missing signs or, you know, posters onto this board as well as that board there. I don't know. I might do a board on this back one. I'm not sure yet. But that's more than enough talking. I actually talked way more here than I thought I would. So let's go ahead, end out the video for this week, and we can kind of talk about next week and where we're going. Okay, everyone, welcome to welcome. So, for those of you who don't know, I record my intros and my outros back to back. They're the last things I record, so I know what I've been doing this week, so I can tell you about what, as the video goes chronologically, what you're going to be seeing. And then I record immediately after the outro, so I kind of know what I talked about in the beginning. And obviously I know where I ended up for the week. This is about the 5th or 6th time I'm trying to record this outro. I'm tired. I'm late. I've been at school for, I think, 10 hours. I start at 9. I don't get done till like 7. So I'm a little tired. But this is the outro. This is the end of week 4. That'll be a lot of fun watching it. We did talk about the main station building. That was this week's goal. And we're about 50% of the way done, maybe 60. It all comes down to, really, when I get it built, I can look back and say, yeah, week 4 was definitely 50% of the way. It's just one of those weird things I'm not sure. The interiors are pretty much as done as they're going to get. The station master's room, I had the station master actually outside. Again, kind of a spoiler along with the Gordon thing, talking to this woman. So he's not going to be in there. I just wanted to, when you look in there, like, okay, there's chairs in there, and the desk, that's an office. And then I will be putting a couple people in the waiting room for sure, because there's more windows, there's more ways to see in, so I want to liven that up a bit. But otherwise, the interiors are about as done as they're going to get. I got to get some slope pieces, which are coming in my next order to finish off the middle, the little walkway between them that kind of goes down from the ground level of the road, or kind of the back end of the parking lot, and up onto the platform. So that's stuff that, you know, needs to be done. You know, obviously there's no roof. Obviously the overhang, the covering needs to add that white detail around it. And you'll see why. This is a big reason why I chose the color white. For the windows and the doors, I went with that accent over the dark green when we get into finishing off the awning, or again, whatever you got, covering, whatever you want to call it. But I chose white for a specific piece that I'm 99% sure does not come in the earth green. So what does week 5 hold? I don't know. It could be nothing. We could be skipping next week again, or we could be jumping into something else. I don't know. And especially if the order comes late in the week with my school and work schedule, I'm not going to have time to, even if I crank something out one night, I might not be able to get anything done. Maybe some more track ballasting, I don't know. So the only thing I could think about for next week would be talking about rolling stock and maybe the engines. I've considered even doing it 2 different weeks, where one week we talk about some rolling stock, one week we talk about the engines, or even we talk about, hey, we're going to have the Express. So let's talk about the Express this week. What does this entail? What have I had to do to make the Express happen? Then, you know, let's say I do, let's say a branch line train. Edward, you know, let's say I would have Edward, so I do Edward and the branch line coaches, or whatever other coaches I used. So I could even go that way. I'm not sure yet. I really don't know. I think it'd be cool. Unfortunately, I've already built a lot of the coaches and a lot of the engines, so it'd be weird, I think, for me to dedicate a whole week. Like, I would be like, okay, I'm going to rip this whole thing apart, which I might do, and I'm going to talk about building a coach, and then show you the other one. So I might even do that now that I'm talking about it. That doesn't sound like a half bad idea. So I'll tell you what to expect. Expect nothing, or expect something to do with the trains. Or, you know, and when I say trains, I mean, you know, the locomotive and the train behind it, or even just the train of coaches or the train of cars. because hopefully I'm probably going to open up the comments. I'm really leaning towards that now, and we can kind of decide together if I have enough people commenting, enough people want to put an input, what kind of freight train we might have. Or I'll just decide it all myself, and you're going to have to live with it. I'm going to decide it myself because no one really cares and they just want to see some trains. So I want to thank you all for watching. I'm getting really tired. I'm going to end this now. I don't think I rambled on too much, and I'm starting to really get tired and a little. For those of you who've been up for a long time, you kind of get that kind of loopy almost. I guess that's the way I can put it. You're a little tired, but that's where I'm at right now. So I want to thank you all for watching. For right now, just in case I don't open up the comments, I'm going to say go ahead to the description under the video. There you'll have my Instagram username and my email for YouTube. You can contact me there. Like or dislike the video. It really lets me know if you like it, if you think it's a good idea. Obviously with something like this, I'm just going to go ahead and do it and see it through. But if I know, hey, building series based on Thomas the Tank Engine was a flop, I won't do another one. Maybe I'll just build it and then I'll show the final product. Maybe I'll just build it, record a video, take some pictures, and just save it for myself. I don't know. I do have more Star Wars coming. I have another mock done that I've already shared to Instagram, but it will be coming to YouTube. And then I have another mini mock planned, at least the idea, and that's coming out. So, as I said before, like or dislike the video, and I want to thank you all for watching. I will see you in my next video.